when I came out to you, you said that you didn't know that I was gay, and that's what I'm curious about.
No.
That's a good question. So really,
I had Courtney's sister thought, you have to know, because as a child he had 3 nieces that he played with. So he was always, between his sister and his nieces, he was always with women, quote, women, girls.
Sure.
And they would play My Little Ponies in the bathtub. He got Cabbage Patch Earl that he wanted when he was like 5. Of course,
caring child.
And he was very artistic. Would always have to do 2 things at one time, whether it was doing Legos or drawing. Very creative. I kept thinking he's going to make a great husband because he just was very nurturing.
Someday.
Was always like huggy, like very affectionate, and I know I really didn't.
That's interesting.
I mean, I was surprised. I mean, I just loved him unconditionally, and I told him that right away. No, I told you that right away.
Yeah, no, she was amazing. She was amazing. Well, and I only say that because it's funny how, for the most part, maybe this is a little different now, but for the most part, people seem to think that, like, you know, when you come out to your family, it's like you're stating the obvious, and everyone else already knows by then, usually. But, you know, but I wasn't too old. I think it was 19, maybe almost 20. Okay.
I thought it was like, around your first year of college.
Well, your gaydar is horrible.
Yeah, that's okay, because I love people for who they are.
I know.
You know, I don't...
No, you're wonderful.
I don't care.
Okay. So I remember what you said to me at the time was that your only concern was that I would have a harder life.
Yes.
And that was very touching and very sweet.
No, because, well, you have to understand that this is like 12 years ago.
Sure.
And it was it was more difficult then.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that you're in New York City, that it's different right now. My other concern was, when he told me, was his father.
Yeah.
That was the concern.
So that's another interesting question that I have for you. Thank you for bringing that up. So, you know, I'd come out to my mom first, and we were driving to the mall. It was fun. And you know what? Joni had given me this advice. My friend Joni, she said, come out to your mom while she's driving so you don't have to make eye contact and so that she has to somehow keep it together.
Yeah,
because you can't just flip out and start screaming or anything because you're driving.
No.
So it was on the way to the mall. And then I think we were just doing like back to school shopping or something.
Yes, which he loved.
Well, now I love it, but you know, so then we were just walking around the mall, and it was good because we were both shopping, so we didn't even have to make eye contact. We had something to do. We had a task.
But I remember saying, I love you unconditionally. No,
you were perfect in every way. But the one thing that you did say was, why don't we wait a little bit to tell your dad?
Yeah.
And now this was also Joni's idea. She said to me at the time, oh, I bet that your mom is going to tell your dad. So that by the time you tell him, he's sort of come to terms with it and has his thoughts a little bit better. So I'm curious if that was true. Did you tell Dad? I'm not offended if you did. It worked out well.
Yeah, I actually did. I told him that night. No, you know why? Because this is a very true story. His father said to me, well, what can we do about it? Or he blamed me that I got you a Cabbage Patch doll.
Because it's a problem that needs someone's
I don't even know whether you know this. I don't know whether you even know this, but there's a therapist that our whole family has basically been using, Dr. Kareem.
Yeah.
And I had seen her, and I had to ask Dad to come with me to a session so she could explain to him that you cannot make somebody gay.
Interesting.
No, I really. It was very hard.
We try to learn how to recruit people. No, but it was hard. It was just like, your heart's in it or not.
No, because Daddy was blaming me that I did something.
Sure.
So but we actually went there, and she, told him, you're not God.
Good. Well, I'm glad
people are born that way.
Yeah.
But it did take Dad. I mean, he's wonderful.
That's amazing.
Fine.
And when I did come out to Dad, he was nothing short of amazing.
Yes.
But I felt like he had come to that conclusion after a little work.
I think that if he would have come and spoke to him without me speaking to him first and talking about it,
it would have been a little different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is fine. I understand. And you know, even if it's something that might be a little antithetical to what he had previously thought and believed, I give him even more credit for, you know, making his heart lead the way to open up his mind, because he has been, both of you have been nothing but incredibly supportive.